right. So we return here. Uh, I will make one change. Last week I referred to the dog as a border collie. I realized I've been giving them fantasy breed names, which is actually a frontier Nori, which is a popular breed amongst the Norris nobility for hunting dogs. And you can see it's got the name of the token was the dog who hears all. I think it's very fitting for the look on its face and the ears, but yeah. Uh, but otherwise, who would like to bring Alina up to speed on the conversation so far?
Don't trust this dog.
That's pretty much it. He said that I was his property because I was part of um, the program that he was running, the Genesis program. I told him kindly to fuck off. He told me that he would not be doing that, and that all the war coming our way would be avoided if they would just sort of hand me over. And then he argued that because I am not a citizen of Bosmar, nor am I sworn to either prince, princess, or king, um, and the people of the Faelyn Woods, not Faelyn, I'm Faelyn, the people of the Garen Woods were outside of that particular contract, that I do not have any protections.
I feel like we should specify that it is the bishop who is currently outside, who also
Right.
melted the brains of those other priests that tried to kidnap Faelyn.
He's bad and he's gonna get away with it if we don't keep tackling him and the dog.
The dog is like his pet, his like servant of some kind.
Which bishop is this?
It's the princess's pet.
A new bishop, one we haven't met before.
Oh,
This
new bishop.
Bishop Garth Wuldric,
Stupid
who
name.
is the leader of the Garen Woods outreach program that's involved with basically the evangelizing priests out in the woods.
So it's
So I was gone last week, and last week we were going to last week Galahadran and I were interrogating the demon. Never got to finish. I was dead.
I think you got most of the information. I think that like Galahadran was satisfied. Were there additional things you wanted to ask them?
I'm trying to remember what was said because it was at 11:40 and I was asleep, like basically asleep. What did they say to me specifically about, do you remember, about protection / rights as one blessed by
Yeah, I think you cut it there.
I'm trying to remember what they said about my rights as one of Owen's.
I think their main thing was that they weren't doing anything against you, so that didn't matter.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Like yeah, it was their basic thing was like, hey, we have had an agreement with the Queen. We like by we I mean they as in all of Progress had an agreement with the Queen. They had an agreement with that agreement continued on to the Emperor, and that agreement continued on to the Regent Lord. They're not doing anything to you, and so that shouldn't be an issue because Faelyn is outside of that jurisdiction. Faelyn is, I'm not sure if I've used the terminology before, but what they would have referred to is he is not a child of Aventicuum or the Trinity, so he is free game.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. The other pertinent thing is that Bishop Wuldric has basically told the king, queen, and princess, hey, you guys are safe because of an agreement that I had with your ancestor, so he's not going to do anything to the royal family. And the only reason that he's not just taking Faelyn right now is because of that, because they have the only call that they have on him is that he is sworn to one of their knights. So he is basically saying, hey, just let me take him. It will be better for you. I will recreate his powers to use like more openly. More there'll be more people like him to fight against demons, and he will also make sure that the incident about them letting multiple priests of Felmar die under their custody when they insisted that they retain custody of them, despite the request from the church, he will make that go away, with the implication that if he doesn't, then that is going to be a big issue for them to deal with politically.
Cool.
Good times all around.
Also, the princess is kind of reeling that her dog Morgan is the one who is talking like this, so she's a bit shook. But yeah.
Also fair and valid.
But yeah, so he sort of laid it off with that. It was like, hey, I want to take him. You can give him to me because he's sworn to one of your knights, so you can just hand him over, and it'll be better for everybody involved. And that was the statement that it sort of ended on, because it realized that as the person he's sworn to, you kind of have the say there. So now the prince, the royal family is looking at you for sort of what your rebuttal to this is.
Boy.
Also, Galhadrin, did you release the dog? Is the dog still in a headlock?
Yes. No, I released the dog.
Okay, the dog will take just a step away.
Now, to clarify, is the bishop using the dog as a conduit to talk, or is the dog the whole time the bishop's familiar?
Make an insight check.
All right.
Insight, Arcana, but like whatever you think is most pertinent to the way that Galahadrin would process that question.
Maybe I feel like insight would make most sense.
This dog is talking, not just mimicking the voice, but like in the same voice as the bishop. You think it's more of like a receiver sort of thing, like the voice box sort of situation.
Oh man, so it is also a dog. It's a real dog.
As far as you're aware.
Okay.
All right. What a horrible day for me to try to debate anything. I'm gonna look at Faelyn. I'm assuming, Faelyn, you do not want to go.
I would rather not. I will not be going.
I should also probably add heavy implication that if he takes Faelyn, he's going to disassemble Faelyn to figure out how he ticks.
Hey, listen, some people are into that.
Yeah, no, I just want you to be aware. It is not like you can go with your dad for the weekend and then you'll come back afterwards. No.
I think that solves that then. He doesn't want to go. And he's under my protection. He's sworn to me.
Perhaps
Okay.
there could be an alternative arrangement. without acknowledging Faelyn as his property, there could be compensation of some variety.
I stagger to think of what compensation you could possibly provide that would be equal to our most successful prototype. Not just for my own value, but for the value to Aventicuum as a whole.
I mean, I'm just trying to come up with a compromise here, man. Like,
He'll sort of turn to the princess as like, this is ultimately not your knight's decision, your highness. This is your decision. They are sworn to follow your orders in this regards. And I believe I have made more than a fair and convincing offer for this, which, by the way, is merely a courtesy. Its Faelyn does belong to me by right. Not Faelyn. Perrin Millie doesn't. Perrin Millie does belong to me by right.
Where's the warrant?
The warrant?
Yeah, where's the proof that he belongs to you?
I
He
can
doesn't
produce.
smell like you.
I can produce some papers of detailing our use of him in our experiments over the years. I'm not sure that you all will be able to understand the minutiae of the details, but
and the agreement between yourself and the ancestors of the royal family.
yes.
But you don't have it here now.
Unfortunately, no, as my physical body is waiting politely outside these halls that you have decided to lock.
Before we go
Forgive
any
me.
Well,
further, I think it's important to mention that while it may be that you may be wanting to study what has happened to me and my body, at best, a cold, lifeless body is what you will be getting. I am not going back with you.
He sort of looks at you and sort of tilts his head and is like, I believe we could work with that.
Forgive me, my memory is a little hazy. When you said he's your property, and we did ask for proof of that. Thank you, Marrow, for that. But when did you acquire him? Is there proof of acquirement? I don't know.
Oh, I think his particular line we acquired 3 generations ago. Wood elves tend to reproduce at a rather slow rate.
Hmm.
sounds like you acquired his ancestors.
And carefully guided their decisions to produce him.
Sounds like you acquired his ancestors.
Yes.
And then you
And the
lost
agreement
him,
was with the
correct?
ancestors, not with Faelyn. Right?
Lost him? No. We released multiple of our experiments into the wild for further development.
Interesting. The word
you-
release there.
Abandoned.
Yes? Hardly.
He has no obligation to you, and I think that we are at an impasse.
We are. We have reached a point where neither
The chain-
side is
the
going to
chain-
do anything.
The
You
chain
made,
of custody. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Princess, if I may be so bold. The
Yes,
decision is
please.
obviously yours. I am not going back alive. Tell him whatever you've decided, and we will let the cards fall.
Alina, can we do a quick sidebar?
Absolutely. Sidebar.
Okay. I guess we'll go over here. So, I've been thinking about what it is that we might have that is possibly as valuable as Faelyn. Do you think that essence that Marrow extracted would be comparable? And is that something that we're willing to part with? Or do you even
Oh, shit. Do you have the essence? Who has the essence?
Marrow, I believe, has it because they are
Didn't-
the one that extracted it. So it is as far as I'm concerned, it's theirs.
One of you has it, yeah.
But it
Did
is.
I not eat it? I feel like that's the thing I would have consumed.
I
don't
don't.
know.
I didn't think that you took it because I thought that you would eat it. I thought somebody else took it, but
Yeah,
me...
someone, one of us took it.
I don't know who's got it.
Nope, Marrow has it. Essence of Ferocity loot. Yeah, that's there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's not something that I've
I mean, so
consumed in a way that is part of my body now.
Yeah, Abel
I
might
think
be
that if
holding
you would
it
have
for
tried, you would have stopped because it would have torn you apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would have killed you.
We can probably say that
I mean,
Abel is physically holding it, but it is you. I mean, as a player, I consider it yours. So, and I guess Abel probably also considers it yours because you're the one who got it.
Okay.
So like it is a bargaining chip that we. It is the most valuable bargaining chip that we have, and probably, as far as I know, the only one that could possibly equal Faelyn in value.
I'm not opposed.
I don't think that Faelyn is. Hold on. Nope. Okay. I was trying to say something nice, and I can't pick out the wording. Go on.
So I guess as a player, would you be agreeable to offering that trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a player, I don't know that there's any particular physical use for that item.
I mean, eventually we could probably make something pretty cool out of it, but I mean that.
Also, as a player, I think we could win. So.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't make a non-winnable engagement, would he?
No.
I mean,
I'd win.
Love? Never.
We're the good guys. We would win.
We'd win.
I have accounted for many outcomes to this encounter because I'm treating it as like a social encounter fight. I will say the one thing that I didn't account for is if you guys get into combat and win.
And win?
And win.
That was a big
Surrender
vote of
everybody.
confidence there.
Didn't bother, so.
I'd say we try it.
Also, isn't this? I don't know if this is just a player thing, but
I
also
will
isn't
also-
Princess like very more attached to us than just this old fucker anyway. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
I mean, I think that her care for her dog has certainly dwindled in the last few minutes.
Yeah.
The issue is that he has basically given them the option of, hey, do this
War
thing
is
that will
coming.
save Aventicuum from demons, or refuse this and I will destroy your royal family and your country.
Yeah.
Those are the options he's put in front of them.
Right. Like I wouldn't
didn't
blame
listen to
them
that
for not
part.
holding Phelan's life as more valuable than, their own or the kingdom's. Right.
But didn't we have our own thing we were doing to stop the demons?
We're working on it, yeah.
Yeah. Is there value in that?
I mean, I
For
think
argument's sake?
his point
Probably
is,
not to him.
yeah. His point is also
I mean, not
that
to him. I'm talking about the princess.
he's offering something that he says will eventually be more powerful than Faelyn. He's basically
Well-
saying, give me this nuke you have right now, and I'll give you a nuclear arsenal later.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I will
Give me
nuke
the
you.
one fail and I will give you 12. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
don't like that.
Okay. So if we're all agreed that that's the counteroffer we want to make, then I will do that, assuming we have everybody's permission. I'm guessing Faelyn is on board. I guess the only person who, other person to consult with would be Galahadren. What does Galahadren think?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll roll the dice then. We'll see. You trust me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
All right. All right. So I guess we'll come back, and I'll say, I believe I have a proposal that will interest you. How much do you know about Project Weaver?
I know it was a miserable failure.
I don't know that I would go quite that far.
Oh?
The prototypes that we encountered were quite powerful. I'd say they easily were comparable to Faelyn in power. Faelyn, would you agree with that assessment?
Yes.
And we happen to have, Faelyn, I believe you have the research notes for Project Weaver. And we managed to recover the raw materials for one of their subjects in pristine condition, which we would be willing to offer in lieu of Faelyn, if this would be acceptable to all parties involved.
So here's a question for Abel.
Yeah.
Is the statement these entities were comparable in power to Faelyn, is that a active deception?
I mean, in terms of combat ability.
I mean, they kicked my ass.
Yeah, they were.
He doesn't care about combat ability.
Yeah.
Abel does.
Yeah.
But I think Abel, go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay. He's specifically interested in Faelyn's abilities, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He sort of chuckles a bit at that. It's like, that project was using failed materials to try and recreate something of somewhere. It was mainly a recycling project, if nothing else. Nothing of value was lost when that project was ended.
So you wouldn't be interested in this, and I'll pull out the legendary essence.
The
essence of
royal
veracity.
family gasps because they can sort of feel that it's something important from there. The dog just like narrows its eyes at you a bit, like that one Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Mr. Whitewater, you've traveled with Perrin for quite some time, yes?
I have, yeah.
You have accompanied him on multiple encounters against demons and demonically influenced adversaries, correct?
I have, yeah.
In these battles, which weapons were effective against those demons?
You're referring to the particular efficacy of relics?
Yes, but I believe that early on you did not possess an abundance of relics, correct?
That's correct, yes.
And there was another way in which you fought those demons?
You're very well informed.
I've been keeping close eyes on my property. Your Majesty, in addition to being able to close rifts, we believe that Perrin here exhibits the power to recreate relics. Not just minor relics, as the Forge Master over in Felmara has been able to recently begin to replicate, but eventually true relics, is not just the ability to fight demons themselves, but also to equip others to fight them. It is an invaluable power that you would be remiss in your duty to your people to not want to pursue the expansion of.
Your Highness, it is also worth mentioning that all of these advancements were made on my own outside of his care. I have barely begun to figure out what I am, let alone what I can do. If I continue to have the freedom as I combat this, which I have done with every waking day, it is entirely possible, likely, and probable that I will be making more advancements. I can already tell you I have an idea on how to make more relics. I could make one specifically for you. It is not a good idea to immediately lock me up, cut me up, and see what we can make again. I don't know
I'll
how
pay.
much you know about swordcraft, but if you break a sword, you cannot reforge it. You can only make other swords with it. Who knows how effective those other swords will be? And
That's
again, it's very pertinent to mention this sword will not return to that scarab.
The prince sort of hears that and he's like, so you believe you can recreate not just a minor relic but a powerful relic as well?
I do not say this lightly, considering our company, but if it is entirely possible that I can make specific relics. Yes.
I'm gonna lock eyes with the princess. Um, and I'm gonna say I've seen something similar to what he's referenced.
Well, somebody can certainly make a persuasion check with advantage.
Abel, go.
Okay.
You've all been contributing to these arguments, so.
Abel, go.
Oh no.
With advantage, with advantage.
Hmm.
Why am I not seeing your rolls?
They're
Keep your eyes
public.
open.
Oh, that'll
You're
help.
so right, Parth.
I'll get the staple
Okay,
gun.
just trying to help.
Hmm.
Over here, it's like, that does seem like a compelling argument. Said your name was Director Wuldric, and it's like, Wuldric is fine for now. I'm used to such a name. That is true. He has developed greatly out in the field. However, I am maligned to say that our ability to hide him from other rival projects has unfortunately vanished. He is being actively hunted by multiple of my peers in order to steal this research from me, and if they do so, then they will likely try to recreate his powers within their own organizations, which do exist with other nations in Aventicum. You
A concern
run
that only a concern that
you
only reared its ugly head now that I have already taken care of a project you didn't seem too enthusiastic about.
he sort of looks at you, he's like, when do you think the other projects were tipped off about your existence?
I don't care.
He looks back at him and is like, uh, while I do not think the Regent Lord himself is aware of it, this incident did occur in Avency.
I will say, spitting a lot of nonsense for a person who's failed so many times. He did this on his own. Don't have from from all of your track records of all of the different projects, and they're not air quotes around this, not so important. I don't know if I believe that you could recreate him. That's the thing about individuality, I think. Is he made the choices. Yes, you might have bred him into existence, but he himself made the choices. Who's to say your next batch won't make other choices? Who's to say your next match won't be I don't know, lazy, or I feel like it's a safer bet to bet on the horse that's winning than maybe the horses it can make event.
Fortunately, we are going to also retrieve 5 other products which will prove a comparison point of different ways to not make his abilities to use as a reference for our improvements. Progress requires experimentation. I don't expect you to understand this. The king will sort of pipe up and is like, Alina, you have made a very good case for why it would be in our benefit to ensure Faelyn's safety. However, I must admit that I am concerned about the issue with the Thalmaran clergy. They were... he sort of coughs a bit, and the princess is like, yes, that is... After insisting that we keep them in our care, their sudden demise is quite an issue, and she looks over to the dog and is like, and I'm beginning to suspect that this might have been a artificially created crisis. And he's like, yes, but it was also in the service of protecting our investments and ridding you of what would have been an even deeper problem of allowing another project to acquire this. The princess sort of looks at you, it's like, Alina, do you have... I'm not sure how to handle that, because that by itself will be the ruin of our country, not to mention with the ongoing crisis in the south. And Faelyn, I must apologize, but I do need to put the needs of all of my subjects over just one.
There.
You can sidebar again.
Oh no, I was thinking, because forgive me, I've had a very bad day. So the current conundrum is the problem between church and state, with
Yep.
them dying within the state's care.
Yeah.
I
I
and
think
then what
you
was the second one?
So the main issue is that, oh boy, I explained this to Abel previously, and I want to bring up exactly the specifics that I gave you guys. Traditionally, the church has policed itself and the nobility has policed itself. And they have not really, except for times where the nobles have broken, like, religious law or something like that, the nobles, they haven't really policed each other, so to speak. And traditionally, in the culture, prisoners and people suspected of crimes that are not, like, against other nobles directly or whatnot are held by the church. And so when the priests of Felmar from Avency were captured, the Archbishop Spade came by and said, hey, we realize that they are criminals, that they have done something that they deserve a trial and punishment for. You're not supposed to hold them because they are clergy. I am supposed to hold them because even though they're from another country, they're part of my church, and I am responsible for seeing that they are tried and punished appropriately. And the royal family, based on urging from Abel and also for their own particular means of not wanting to be beneath the church in these matters, insisted that they retain custody of the priests and told the bishop to basically, go away. Now that those priests that they retain custody of have died, and it seems like the princess has put two and two together that this guy most likely, did it, that now becomes a problem of they were supposed to keep these priests safe and secure for like a fair trial, and they let them die. So they took a risk on keeping custody of them, and that gamble has failed spectacularly. So they risk losing the support and partnership with the Church of the Trinity in Bosmar.
I know for this is in character. I know with the problem with the South, I am probably the best equipped to deal with that. I am unsure how to deal with the church. Churches. um, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she specifically would be the best to handle the stuff in the South. I am unfortunately drawing a blank. Even a thought of what to do with the church.
We have all made our arguments. Unfortunately, again, I believe it is time to make a decision and let them fall. As much as I enjoy standing here with my life hanging in the balance, however this goes, I would like it to go that way so that I can get this over with.
Also look around to the rest of you.
Wish I could spell. That would be neato burrito.
You can ask that in the open if you wish. Like,
Well, would I know what the ruling for that? I don't want to say it out loud. Yet.
yeah, you would know the yeah.
Yeah.
Are there windows in this throne room?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have to have Gus fly to the nearest window.
Okay.
Presumably over here somewhere.
Yeah. He doesn't need to go to the actual window. We're yeah. But there's a wall there, but it's not going to let you move through. But yeah. Where's the free movement button? Unconstrained movement. Okay.
I was like, release us.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to make that ploy, you certainly can.
We're just moving Gus over there.
No. Alina's thing.
Oh.
I'm considering because that's one. That is something she would do.
Yeah.
It doesn't bode well for her as a character. But yeah, she would. My lady, if I were to, I can still deal with the things in the South, but if I were to turn myself in, it's my fault that these priests ended up that we ended up in the situation that we are in. If I were to turn myself into the church, and seek their punishment,
Or as pleading guilty to the murder of the Avency priests?
it was my actions that led them to be here in the first.
That's ridiculous. You didn't do it. It would be lying.
No, I would not say that I killed them, but it is my fault that they died.
It's his
Because you
fault.
are all sworn to me. And I will gladly take anything that happens from our choices as my own. And if it would resolve this situation, I would do it for any one of you.
That is a beautiful sentiment, but I don't think this is going to be resolved in any nice way.
Nor do I.
I don't think so either. But
I don't believe he cares much for who takes the blame for 4 random people's deaths that he caused.
He
Only 3.
doesn't. You're kind of
Yeah.
you're having a persuasion against 2 different potential parties. You could either convince him that he can get better results by letting you go and not dissecting you, which is hard but possible. You haven't failed any checks to like make him lose interest completely, or you are convincing the royal family to, you know, tell him to fuck off and accept any consequences that may come, which you would need to sort of provide an argument for how you would overcome the ramifications of such a choice. So,
I mean, there's also the question of if he decides to just physically come in here and try and take you, is there anything we could do to stop him?
Didn't we have this issue with it's not Pan, is it? Where it was like just putting off the promise, where it's like, yeah, you can have him. You've already waited what, like 300 years or something? Why not wait another 30 and then get him when he's dying and do your experiments then? Because obviously it's not a immediate thing, right? He doesn't
yeah,
need him tomorrow.
We did make a deal
He doesn't
with
have
Pan
to
that was
leave in
similar to
6
that, yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
with Puck, but yeah.
With Puck, yeah,
Puck,
sorry.
that's what it
Puck,
was,
that
yeah.
was his name. That was who it was.
Just
Thancred.
like, yeah, you can have him for free when he's, in the future. And then let him mature anyway. An unripe persimmon is nothing but bitter.
So
Yeah.
wise.
That is certainly an argument that you guys could try and make.
I mean,
Yeah.
Marrow's not the one making the argument. That's what I'm suggesting. That, I don't know. Marrow can't make that argument. Marrow's a fucking dog.
I mean, yeah, I guess we could try and convince him that it's more valuable to get more data about what Faelyn can do and what kind of heights he could reach. So, I mean, we could offer, like, he's been keeping tabs on us anyway, but if he doesn't have to keep it secret, maybe that'll be easier for him. He'll be able to get better data if we're offering to work with him, so we can all be friends.
go for it.
We've said it like 100 times. What is this guy's name again?
Harry.
Father,
Bishop Wuldric, who also refers to himself as the director.
Yeah.
the director. Fair enough. All right, director. Fine. May I ask you a few questions as we figure out how to do this?
Of course.
When you set me free, when you released me into the wild, what was the purpose of that?
To mature your powers in a environment that is more suited to conflict and competition. There is no evolution without some sort of risk that you cannot replicate in a laboratory environment.
And when you created me, what power did you give me? Did you intend to give me a specific power, or did you just
No,
throw
that is
spaghetti at a wall?
That's a very uncouth way to put it, but we tried several different alterations to multiple subjects, and yours was the one that bore the best fruit. We had no direct intention besides trying to recreate the Queen's powers as closely as possible. Specifically, the ability to create relics and to close rifts.
From what I've seen, does anybody else have well, let's put it this way. From what I've seen, no one else seems to have multiple power sources. Is that something that you would agree on?
By power sources, do you mean like things they can do?
I can both create physical objects and elemental objects.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
That's not how we do that. Over here. There we go.
Or psionics, like, whatever your best int check is.
I don't
that
think
you
there is
of
a
your
oh, there is a psionics check. Let's do
yeah,
that
go
one.
ahead. Yeah. So when you think of what the Emerald Shadows could do that you've seen Gary teleport, both himself and other things. You've seen Guck both phase himself and others through walls, but also like shoot arrows, and apparently the arrows go through walls and armor and stuff. It seems that everybody else that you've witnessed their powers has and even Serena is like memory and thought manipulation. For deleting memories is one thing, but she can also read them apparently as well, and they all seem to be like a core concept that just has different parts in it. As you think back on your magic for the elements, like, yeah, you can create physical stuff. Fire's a physical thing. Lightning's a physical, like, it hurts things. Like,
All right.
I'm not sure if Faelyn has the concept of like plasma and whatnot locked down, but like your magic seems to be creation of stuff.
In forgive me, my memory has been altered. I don't know the exact amount of time I've been out here, but in that short amount of time, I have learned a great deal. Is there a reason it has to be now that you take this out? Take, again, to use a sword metaphor, to take it out of the fire.
Yes. So I will note one thing. When you visited your parents, there was no discrepancies over the time you left, and there was also when Serena talked to you, she would have not have said anything about a timeline that would have changed what you
Sure,
believed and what
but
it was just when you left. Apparently, Serena was with you, and then she wiped yourself from that. So you're not, as far as you're aware, you're not missing any years. Just to
sure.
sort of put that paranoia.
But we'll keep moving with how I
That's
said
for
it.
you personally, yeah.
Just missing
Uh,
friends.
He's missing individuals from his memory and individual memories, but not like entire spans of his lifetime that he's aware of. So he will sort of turn to you as like, yes, no, it is unfortunate. We would have preferred to leave you in the field for longer. Your powers have not fully developed. However, it is going to become increasingly difficult to protect you from agents of the other projects. This was a very quick and sloppy attempt by Project Purity and Project Starforge to try and snatch and grab you, so to speak. Any
It
future
is,
attempts will not be nearly as ill-planned.
I understand that. But this attempt was also thwarted within seconds, without us having any future knowledge of it. I also travel with, by my reckoning, the descendant of a god, the literal embodiment of a knight of the old times, the prince of a different dimension, and nobility with a sharp mind. I believe we are safe if we have forewarning.
I'm the noble with the sharp mind, right?
No, you're the god.
Oh,
Wait,
You and Marrow, I guess.
Well, no,
Wait, no,
Marrow's the god.
I thought Marrow's
Oh,
You're
the
the
really?
descendant of the
Okay.
god. Yes.
Marrow's the god.
wait,
Galahadron's
Marrow
summer.
is the... Wait, and the princess is like, hold a second. What do you mean Marrow is a god?
Mero is the descendant of a god.
Let me
Of
just
one of
look
the
at her.
Trinity?
Of
But Trinity doesn't
of an
have
old
descendants.
god.
An old god.
Of an old god. Oh. They look a bit worried, but then they quickly, like anybody who has a passive insight higher than 13 is gonna be, they're gonna like, oh, that's worrying. Then they're going to put that in a jar and set that aside for later.
We are forewarned, Director, and if my powers are to continue to develop in a battle sense, which was the whole point of me going out, would it not be more prudent to allow them to continue to develop, especially since the thing we have been doing more than anything else is exactly what you are creating people to do in the first place. I have already sealed three separate, what is it called? What would I call it? Three separate rifts. I will continue to do so, and I will get stronger each time. Maybe one of these times it won't knock me on my ass.
And to add a point here, wouldn't yours, I should say, your supremacy, your project supremacy over the machination of the other project, wouldn't that boost your standing? I don't think demons work, but I know pride.
I'll also be a big pain in the butt if you try
Uh,
to do this right now.
Alina, go ahead and make an insight check.
Insights, not something I'm good at,
Yeah.
but it's not that bad.
So you spoke with DeLuca as well, and you've seen how this guy sort of talked about, like, it's a dog face. You've known Meryl long enough where you think you're getting better at reading dog emotions, but this is still, like, harder on you. But
Ears
you've
flat,
spoken with
tail
DeLuca,
straight.
and you've noticed how this guy has spoken about the other projects. They are extremely competitive with each other, and you see enough of, like, his poker face slip as you bring that up, if he's just like, oh yeah, that actually sounds good. Like, that's something, like, there's a lot of things for, like, Faelyn's well-being, who gives a shit. The lives of this country, he'll throw it away just to get a checkmate on the royal family. Like, he very little empathy in this man. But you get the sense from this guy that, like, he reminds you of one of those, like, younger children of a noble that desperately wants important daddy's approval. Like, at the end of, like, this guy is menacing. He killed people instantly from 60 feet away behind a closed door. From what you've heard, like, Abel describe and whatnot, this guy is a certified threat. Galahadrin had to make a save just because he sensed how strong a demon he was. But he still feels, and you get the sense that he is incredibly petty towards his rivals.
Ooh, I love a petty bitch. Let's go. She's gonna hone in on that.
Yeah, it's a
And
tail
she'll be
wag.
like,
You see a tail wag, as you mentioned, like getting one over on the other projects. He's like, "Ooh, I can do what?" Like,
it's that one like tail swish dogs do when they're interested, where their
yeah, and
tail
he's
moves like
not
a
used to a dog
fraction.
body, so he's not controlling it as well as he should for his poker face.
I'm gonna zoom in on that and imagine also the accolades you could get with the partnership of two separate agreements that were made in the past that would also give you accolades. I say pointing at myself and pointing at Galahadrin, which are two separate things that they have made.
Mm,
But imagine what we could do. We've, like Faelyn said, we've closed 3 rifts. Imagine. And listen, Galahadrin is pretty adept at fighting demons. Imagine what we could do if we defeated your enemies for you. Here are the project.
Are you suggesting that you would sabotage the other projects on my behalf?
I can speak very truthfully that I have little love for any of the projects. If you would like to say it's on your behalf, you are more than welcome to do so.
Right? If
But
you'd
we
like
will
to
be
take
destroying
credit
the
for
other
it.
projects.
I wouldn't want to take credit. I do not believe I could deceive progress in making them believe that it wasn't, that I was not somehow involved, but I also, doing so openly and blatantly would be against my own best interest, if you catch my drift.
Dude, but there
So-
is a difference between owning it and being a benefactor of it.
You need
Oh,
plausible
this is quite true.
deniability
I
while
just,
still getting credit.
yes, that is more appealing to me than you announcing that you were doing this in partnership with me.
So
But you do have other resources that I do find intriguing.
Oh?
Sort of looks around at all of you. How about this as the beginnings of a reprieve for the return of Perrin to our care for a few years? How many years of more on the field do you believe you would need, Perrin, in order to truly develop your powers?
Truly have no
387.
idea.
How old
I'm
are you right
immortal.
now, Perrin?
I'm an elf. Well, how old? I'm only 16. 16, 18. I was ridiculously young.
You left when you were 16 or 18, but it's been 3 years. Like you're in your 20s. We have this information.
We do.
We
Where are
have
my
the
notes?
knowledge.
I specifically remember making myself very young.
You are elf young. You are 38 years old, my guy. But that
Okay.
is an elf teenager, but it is still 38 years old.
Yeah.
So
I am not sure, but it is important to remember that I am an elf and you are a demon. We have many, many years to go.
we do indeed. Although I will admit that certain other factors are accelerating.
Oh, he's dying.
Let them. You were successful. Allow that to flourish, and we will see where it can
No,
go.
it is not the other projects that I'm worried about accelerating. It is the attempts for the other calamities to break free that worry me. But I cannot put an estimate. It could occur sometime within a year. It could occur within a few decades from now. That is not my area of expertise for threat assessment. I would need to consult others for that.
Go consult them. You know how to find me.
How many years would you like, Baron?
Let me double my life. 68 is still childish for an elf.
Double would be like 76.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
76 is still fairly young for an elf.
I do not think that this world necessarily has that long left before crisis arises.
Isn't the point of
In all honesty, sort of tipping my hand a bit to some circumstances that you might not be as aware of.
What if we stop it? Let's just say a better's chance, right? Like
Oh,
on a
if you were
wild live.
he laughs a bit about it. It's like, if you were able to stop it, then there would not be any concern on my end, because I am concerned that if I do not take Perrin now, then we will not be equipped to stop it. That is my concern.
So you're risking, if you take Perrin now, and the crisis happens, as you said it could, a year from now, would you have these new weapons ready, or would you have just killed our only chance?
Make a persuasion check. That can be with the DC is lower. You guys are all having advantage on these checks because it's all of you. But he's like, You have a rather annoying point there, Mr. Whitewater.
Just get kobolds. I'm not saying that in character. I'm just thinking
No.
about superpowered
11 days!
babies.
Sort of glares at all of you. I am willing to give Perrin 5 years more freedom in the field. In exchange, I would request a sample of fluid and tissue from himself and his 4 companions.
I don't think I can agree to
I wish you would rephrase it.
fluids.
Blood.
I
Blood
want
and
you to
flesh.
spit on him. Let the man have his king.
Blood and flesh samples.
What the heck
So that
would
we
you
can be
need mine
tracked.
for?
He looks at you. Go ahead and make an insight check. He looks at you, and you get the sense that he doesn't really have a plan for you. It's just you're in this company, and it's might as well.
Cover his
He just looks at you
bases.
just like, yeah, it's like, I do not know why you are in such impressive company, but I wish to hedge my bets just in case there is some, even if just as a control sample, if you would.
I mean,
Will
that makes sense to
the
me.
crisis, the church, also be resolved?
Say it one more time. You broke up for a lot of that.
Faelyn's 5 years. Oh, I said, will the
Well, his
the crisis with the
we're going to be
church?
here for a while. Oh, there is that as well. He looks over at the royal family and is like, I am loath to give away that leverage for free, as you must understand. And they just kind of like look at him like, what do you expect us to do about this, you crazy dog person? Like,
They're just having a bad.
yeah, they are just having a very confused. A lot of his conversation is things that they have no knowledge of, that are using terminology that they are not familiar with and such. And they're just like, well, we would appreciate if you made the problem that you admittedly caused to go away. Not sure what you would want from us in order to make that occur.
I mean, you can be deceitful, right? Can't you just say it's divine justice?
He sort of looks over. Oh no, the issue is not being able to make it go away. I can do that quite easily.
It's going to be difficult.
He's sitting there. He's looking at his he's like, what do I want from? And he just like smiles and is just like, in compensation, I expect the royal family of Bosma to owe me a favor that I will have the ability to cash in future generations.
In future, oh my.
They just look to each other and look at you guys like that's some ominous shit.
I think Alina actually, under her breath, goes, "Ooh."
Yeah. And the princess will kind of like walk up to Alina. It's like, Alina, if you could please. That doesn't sound good, does it?
No, my lady.
They'll steal your baby for sure.
That definitely does feel like a baby stealing. Like, one should never owe favors to demons. But does it have to be the royal family? Direct.
They're the ones who are benefiting from it.
And taking our samples, that's for the deal for Faelyn.
Yes.
You're going to have to
5
get
years.
you're going to have to get Lady Tatiana to sign a permission slip for my fluids, I think. I think I would get in trouble. Puck would show up again.
It's like a field trip permission slip.
That's right.
Titania.
I was under the
I would.
impression that you were unwilling to return to the summer court, per the reports given to me.
Oh, no, I'll return. Just I'm going to fix all this. We have the Green Knight, you know. And so I'm the trade.
Hmm. Unfortunately, your samples are definitely part of the bargain that I am interested in.
I need
And I
someone to
do.
tell me
I am
who
not
the Green
aware.
Knight is.
Yeah, I am not aware of any bylaws or agreements that the summer court would have in place to deny you the choice to provide those.
It's not an oath.
I guess it's not an oath. You just seem like someone that would do something very weird with the fluids.
Nobody
I wish
has
I
things
had
with
that.
fluids wants them for a good reason.
You look like a freak.
Says the stubborn
I'm gonna
man
lean,
using a dog as a loudspeaker. Yes.
I'm gonna lean over to the princess and be like, if you are to agree to this favor, I would make sure that stipulations are put in place, as many as you can.
I do not even know where to begin with what I would ask for those stipulations.
Probably no firstborn children. That's more of a fairy thing.
are-
We don't know what fairies are.
For this favor, you're not requesting one of our descendants, are you? And he's like, no, I'm no, I'm not interested in your descendants. It's more your power and influence in the future. I wish to have access to that for at least one event. Since I am doing you a favor, you should owe me one.
Well,
She
if
looks
nothing
over at
else, that
Alina again.
guarantees your future rule.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Do you guys want to make a persuasion roll to convince the royal family to agree to that?
No.
No, that's on them. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, that's on them.
That's on them.
You've given them like they've got advice, right?
Yeah.
That's the best you can do sometimes.
Well, it's basically what the advice is. They're looking for you guys for advice in this because they're a bit out of their depth. So what advice are you giving them?
I mean, we don't really
luck.
have a choice.
Far be it from me to tell royalty what to do. But
It is
if
true.
if the current deal to ensure the strength of his weapons and the future I've already made my decision.
They look over and it's like, very well, if you agree to take care of this incident with the Church of Felmar, then we will agree that ourselves or our descendants will owe you a favor in the future. He's like, he sort of nods. It's like, much obliged. Now then, in order to attain these samples, I cannot do so in this form as it does not have thumbs. And he holds up a paw like, you will need to allow my current body into this room. But I do agree to your terms. If each of the 5 of you, give me the requested samples, then I will hold off on retrieving Perrin Mealy for the term of 5 years.
in case, hold on, a clause in there. If we solve this, he gets to continue his development. Correct? If we stop the end of the world.
If you are able to permanently seal the other 4 calamities, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, of course. That
If
was
I do the
always
job, if I do the job you are creating me to do without needing to be dissected, you no longer get to dissect me.
Until he's 1 million years old. I don't know how long I'll live.
Of
about that.
course, with the caveat that if we are to offer help in this endeavor, then you cannot decline it.
So you would offer help. I would still finish off this problem, and I would no longer be under your control. But I have no guarantee of what that help entails.
It will be useful. We do not benefit from your untimely demise before this is all resolved. You do understand that, at least. It is not
Currently,
in
you
our
don't
best
seem to
interest.
benefit from my demise. I'm already doing what you designed me to do.
Exactly. And so, in order to ensure that you continue to remain safe and alive and useful, we might provide you with some additional resources.
Very well. What do we have to do to make it to where you leave the rest of them alone?
The rest of them?
There were others
You'll
in my...
Oh, the other... Now that's a different story. Because while they might not be successful, they still prove very valuable points of data in how to unsuccessfully create what we wish. We're currently in the middle of collecting them.
Okay, Edison.
It doesn't make sense.
He sort of looks at you as like a... Yeah. Sort of gives you a dismissive glare. It's like, well, if you don't understand that, I'm not going to bother.
But what if they
I
would have
think-
been? What if they are of use?
They had proven useful up until recently when they decided to... We had an agreement with them. They would do various tasks for us and gather reagents. We revealed ourselves as soon as it was clear that they were unsuccessful in their results. But they recently decided that they wanted to cut ties with our observers, and we are going to attempting to collect them in kind.
They did a ritual. Can you tell me what it did?
Nothing. We wish to see if their abilities could grow with more conflict, and so we gave them goals to achieve in the collecting of those corrupted relics. That was the end in and of itself. There was no such ritual.
Delightful. Fine. 5 years. If you offer help, I'll take it.
Very well. If you would please open the door.
I look to Her Highness.
Guards, open the door. Let the bishop in. She goes, knocks on it. The guards open it. The bishop comes in. Burp, burp, burp. Oh, I fucked this up on myself. I'll fix that later.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. How did I make a macro out of a person? He comes in.
You're like a crazy Uncle Fest. Ew. Okay.
You may have your dog back, Princess, and she's like, No, I think you can keep it. I loved Morgan very much, but I feel like that relationship is forever tainted. Very well.
I'm gonna step forward first.
The dog will just leave. Just walk out. He opens a pouch on his side and takes out several tools and vials that should not fit in a pouch of that size. Draws your blood and where would you like to donate the tissue from?
Does it have to be a specific kind of tissue, or
Flesh will do.
she's gonna roll up her sleeve.
Right. He takes out something that looks kind of like a hole punch,
Ew.
and just puts it where. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, pop.
Those are real.
Hey, a whole bunch.
That's what they do for real, though.
Yeah. And pop, and you take 5 points of damage.
Okay, that's all temporary HP, baby.
Goes against your real HP. Bypasses temp.
No.
Yeah. And anybody else who he assumes it's all of you doing it. So everybody who does it as promised, please lose 5 health.
All right.
Marrow Sinstert.
No. I'm not interested in that one. I'm interested in you, Marrow. Please come here.
He's my flesh and blood, though. He is me.
Not
take
in the
samples
way
from-
that he is
take
not
your
interested
sample.
in dirt. No. Well, then, in that case, the deal is off.
She sends scrap.
It's, again, that is not the arrangement.
But you could have 2 instead of 1.
Marrow, please.
Not really sure what I expected. He insists that it's from you, Marrow.
Yeah.
These are not permanent lost hit
my
points.
damage. Move on.
Yeah. He'll go around. And everybody is taking it. I see that
I'll
Abel
do it
took
for
it,
Faelyn.
Lena took it, Marrow took it. All right, you're all right. And then Faelyn, you already started with some hit points missing, so I can't tell.
Oh.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you as well. Galahadron's he goes over to Galahadron last.
Yes, inner right arm. I'll do it for Faelyn.
Yep.
Please don't make a weird voodoo doll out of this.
Punch. There you go. All right. Thank you very much. Perrin, we'll be in touch. And he will leave. He will bow to the royal family, and he will leave. The prince and princess let out like duplicate size, and both sit down in their chairs and just like, Alina, Abel, Faelyn, Galahadron, Marrow, can you please? Is there any more context as to what happened? Because that was quite insane.
So basically, what we can tell you, Your Highnesses, is that we are all, with the exception of maybe Abel,
I'm
He's
just a
got
little
hidden
guy.
depths. We don't know.
with the exception of Caiaphas Cain over here,
Definitely no hidden depths
Um,
here.
we're all
Remember early
touched.
on where you guys were
guys.
like, "Why is everything about this campaign about Abel and his family?"
Those were simpler times. Can we actually go back to that?
No,
where
it's not
everything
bullshit.
made sense. No, but for real, we are all touched by some sort of otherworldly power, either from below, points at Faelyn, above, points at Marrow, or somewhere to the side, points
3
at
times around an
Gallagher.
oak tree. That's how you get there.
And I'm still not sure where I fall in this, but we are all touched by something.
Well, at least it feels like one of the crises that had been dropped on our lap has been resolved.
And by your leave, I would like to go take care of another.
Which?
The Colmar situation.
Prince Everett will perk up and he's like, I believe that would, especially after House Velikamp's heir challenged you to a duel, I am not sure how prudent that might be in the current circumstances.
Wouldn't it be good to show that there's no hard feelings?
And not to that aside, Your Highness, I believe it's been a very long time, but I believe, and you two would understand, I might have the best chance.
The king will speak up and say, Everett, they are apparently our most formidable warband. They were dealing with Lucius's enhanced warband quite handily, despite Lucius somehow coming into possession of several of those. I believe you said that they were recently produced relics. Do we know where those came from?
Progress. It looks
Yeah, so I'll explain all about what I found out about the Forge Master, and there is apparently this guy in Felmara who can make relics, and the orc in his dungeon has said that he's willing to take us to go and see him.
That is an interesting opportunity. Is this something that you wish to pursue as well?
It's certainly on my to-do list. I mean, I feel like we could use all the relics we can get our hands on for whatever is coming.
The princess will pipe up and say, but didn't Faelyn say that he could make them? Do we need this Forge Master? It seemed like this Morgan Wuldric, whatever, was insistent that Faelyn was the better solution for the creation of relics than whatever this Forge Master is getting up to.
Well,
I can. It is far from a perfected process. I haven't.
It's also not
Outside of creating temporary ones, I have yet to create a permanent one.
There's also the question of production time. Even assuming that Faelyn could produce the weapon starting today, if we had 2 Faelyns, even one who's not as skilled, it would still be better.
Everett's gonna sort of chime in and say, Faelyn, what would you need in order to produce a relic? The royal family would be more than happy to commission whatever materials that you need in order to, if it was remitted to our care.
Absolutely. I need this. And I would pull out my sword.
the glass. Isn't it? It's that wild glass. What is it? Wait,
I don't know that we ever got a specific on what it's made of.
You did not. It is just glass-like. And when you sort of put your psi points into it, it contorts to different shapes.
Right.
I don't know what that is or where we'd be able to find it, but you already have one. This
Moment,
is
neither do I. This is the only one I've found. When he referenced what I've been creating these, and I'll just create a dagger, I guess. This is imperfect. It's also impermanent.
I could have sworn you said it was the Peabody. Penny whistle.
pinch whistle.
Pinch whistle.
But
I got. So
yeah,
it was
he
from
said
the
it was a
Chittering
glass.
Wilds?
Yeah, but he had no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
He was bullshitting. That was like
Oh.
salesmanship. Yeah.
Wait, it's not from the Chittering Wilds? I was imagining bug people made this the whole
Chittering
time.
Dunes. That was
Oh.
what he sold you guys as, because there is a place on the far north western corner of the map called the Chittering Dunes.
He found a place that we couldn't go verify what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah.
I think Abel will also speak up, and he'll point out that when we were fighting the demons, especially the smaller ones, the difference between just mundane weapons and just using, like, as a warlord, give his analysis of exactly how much more effective Faelyn's weapons were just by virtue of being essentially, basically explain how much more effective they were because they were magical, even minorly so. And so it's worth it to have, basically explain how much it's worth it to have something that counts as, explain damage resistance and,
Yes. Yeah.
magical weapons
Yeah.
counting as damage.
Yeah.
He'll also point out that he made, because he discovered that his alchemist's fire he could put on his sword made it effective temporarily as a relic. And that is something that's more immediately available to fight demons for soldiers. I don't know if that's already a commonly known tactic, but
as you explain it to him, it's like, no, we've tried alchemist fire when facing the hobgoblins and the demons of the north, and it was proved very ineffective. You're saying that this was effective? Where?
At Castle Pontem.
Interesting. Do you know? Do you know why that would be?
Because that's which demon was that one?
Yeah, it was a different demon. So I wonder if, because there's another one that's like the cold version. I wonder if that would work better. Had they experimented with that?
Not believe we have. We've usually relied on relics for those. It's also and you would know this, very hard to mass produce, like those oils and stuff to give to people, like just to give to an army to use, because they only last a short. You can use them for one engagement, then you're good. The fire stuff is a bit easier, and that wasn't as effective, and it's just easier to sick the knights of relics on the demons than anything else.
Right.
So.
And
they've also used just like other kinds of fire on the runers, and it's just it is standard battle protocol at this point to not use fire against the hobgoblins and such.
They tend to be, resistant to fire, I imagine. Yeah.
They also like exploded when they died. So.
Yeah. So I wonder if,
which we all do.
So I guess I'll also share all of the intelligence I've gathered about the 5 different calamities and their how they operate and what they do and what we think they're up to right now.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. The princess gets out like a book and paper and starts taking notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them the whole.
Yeah.
the
cat's out of the bag at this point.
Yeah, I'm letting them copy basically my whole journal entry that I've got going with all the different.
So the Devourer was there, the Ruiner was there. And you believe that the Rampant is behind instances of the Cresian heresy?
That is my current working theory, yes.
Are there any other instances you can the party can remember of evidence of influence by the rampant?
Let me check my notes. There was that one person who was working for an Avency, for Lady Darkmist of Avency, who
Of
apparently
Xeris, but with
of
ties to
Xeris.
Avency.
Yeah. So there might be something there as well.
Yeah, the little mushroom girl.
The mushroom girl that unfortunately died. Um,
Oh, they were having someone. They were using someone who was corrupted as a member of their warband.
yeah, I was surprised.
That's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
worrying.
yep. There's a lot of worrying things going on. Actually, I mean, we just made a deal with Progress, so like,
We're also the worrying things going on.
that's
Just
the.
thought I'd get everyone to know that. That's
True.
us now.
Though he
I've always
didn't.
said to be the worrying things that other people have to worry about.
The prince will chime in. It's like he was unsettling at some certain times, yes, but I still will take him over a rampaging fire beast any day.
Here.
But at least you know what you're getting with a rampaging fire beast.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is true. And it's usually a destroyed city, though.
That's true, but not a destroyed legacy. Or world. Or
She looks through. And you said that the fifth one of these was called the Endless?
That's right.
Do you have any idea what any further notes on them?
I don't think we've had any encounters with them. They've just been mentioned at this point. So we don't have any information about them other than they exist.
That doesn't sound too bad to be endless.
can I roll to remember if we've had any dealings with the Endless?
Yeah.
I
What do you want to roll?
didn't take note. How about a good old history?
Go ahead.
Meh.
You have only heard the name mentioned in a list with the other calamities. Otherwise, you haven't come across, that you can remember, you haven't come across any specific information for who they are, what they're about, why they're... Like, it seems... They're like the Devourer and the Ruiner, it's very easy to say it's like, oh, those are bad. The Rampant, because you've seen it, is also like, okay, I can see how that's bad. Progress is also a bit like, what's that about? But then you meet them and you're like, oh, I can see why this is bad. I'm not sure what information you would have that would give you any inclination as to why the Endless would be counted amongst all those other terrible things.
So to think for my visions or anything?
Nothing.
I'm assuming they're bad. The track record says they're bad. But
No, I'm inclined to believe that as well. I just wish we knew a bit more about them.
I'm sure they will make themselves known.
Perhaps with more people working on it, we could uncover more information somewhere.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure how many people I trust to share this information with.
That's true. We've been searching all kinds of historical archives with both researching the demons and Eilena's whole thing. But if you have any ideas of other repositories of knowledge that might be good to investigate.
I know that when you returned, you said that you had not met with the Regent Lord directly, but I do need to ask now that it's clear that there were some things you were not telling us the whole truth about. Did you meet with the Regent Lord?
Unfortunately, we did not, and I do not think it is in our best interest to do so.
We saw him from a distance, but we did not meet him.
Why would you not think that's in your best interest? An audience with him is, I believe, based on this information, to be able to attain one quite easily. That should be. He has done his best in, over more than a century to keep stability in Aventicuum and to help preserve culture and such. I know that the actions in the duchies are a bit unsavory, but with all due respect, Alina, that is the duchies in a nutshell.
The
Is
vibes
there
are
something
bad.
that the Regent Lord did, or that you know of them, that makes you worry?
The vibes were off.
I might
Vibes.
be making a logic leap here, but
Yes.
I don't want to say it now because now I'm afraid I'm gonna sound stupid.
You think the Regent Lord has something to do with the Endless?
Yes, his whole bag is keeping things.
Preserved
I
and
don't know,
forever?
stasis.
Yeah. A possible theory, but with one with no evidence behind it, as
That's
far
true,
as
but
we
that's what
know.
my brother thought.
It's a good guess. I was thinking the same thing, which is why I said it.
Also, he's a motherfucking vampire. Like,
What's
Yeah.
that? Yeah. I don't think you're saying that out loud.
I mean, I
no.
I
Also, I'd
explained to
never
her about
curse in
his
front of him.
like unnatural charisma field.
Yeah, but I don't think she got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have her try and demonstrate. Like, I could tell her, "Can you try and talk to tell your brother about what I told you about the Regent Lord."
Oh, yes, they saw him. He was a very good speech giver. And she just off her head rattles on. He's like, okay, well that's nothing I haven't heard before.
Okay. And she doesn't appear to come under any kind of compulsion.
No.
Okay, well that's good.
I'm still on this one. What did DeLuca say to me about the Regent Lord again? It was our best interest to not talk to him because
Not just not talk to him, to not let him know that you guys exist. His whole thing was he came out because you guys were doing things that would make yourselves known to the Regent Lord, and he, through Guck, shut that down hard, and then got you out of there.
so I thought I asked him a couple questions and he said he skirted around an explanation.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to remember what he's specifically.
He would have said something based on whatever check you made, and I don't remember the outcome, so I can't repeat it. You're free to go back and watch the recaps.
Well, I remember it being weird what he said, so I'm gonna chalk that also up to the fact that that guy is the totem of the endless, the avatar of the endless.
Yeah, how to explain the vibes were off on the Regent Lord? Because I think we all also kind of got.
Yeah, the royal family just seems a bit confused by all that based on their concepts of who the Regent Lord is and what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a confession like in Catholicism how there's confession? Does the Trinity have that?
Not in the same. Well, now I need to think if the concept that you're describing is the same concept as how I understand it. Uh, What do you mean by like if you did something wrong and you admit to doing wrong, then you're absolved of it? Like,
Well, that like the concept of like a confessional where you go in and you can say whatever fucking wild shit you want.
oh no, no, there are consequences to your actions. Yeah.
Because that's how I would describe his wonky feeling. It was like confessional, but instead of you choosing to tell them yourself, it was pulled from you. Kind of vibe.
I mean, they have the concept of like giving giving testimony in like a court where you're kind of compelled by oath to tell the truth, but that's like the closest they
Perfect.
got. They don't really have a
I can run with that. Your Highnesses, do you know when you're giving it like a testimony in a place where you are bound by oath to tell the truth?
Yes.
Imagine that, but completely against your will. Like your rational mind is telling you something is wrong, but your mouth is already moving. Your mouth is already speaking the word. That is what we mean by off. I was
Go ahead.
about to do something that I wouldn't do of my own volition, but I was compelled to do so. And so my body started to do it before my brain could stop.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check to see if they believe you on that.
Do I get help from Abel?
Sure.
Good.
Oh, well, that sounds like a frightening concept, but I've never heard of such a thing happening to anyone before, but I will trust your word on this matter. This is a shame, though, as I believe that he's probably the best source for any good information when it comes to historical records and the like. It's also, you were able to get his favor, or at least the favor of the Senate for our deal in Lothram, so I'm surprised that you came away with such a negative opinion of him after successfully achieving that.
I don't know if my opinion is negative of him. It is of his aura. I do not know enough of him to judge him specifically.
The prince is going to be like, I do not know why those things are different, but I will take your word for it.
Because I super think that he's a demon. I'm not going to say that, but like, I now super.
Well, man, if only you had a way to tell if somebody was a demon or not when you were in that room.
Crazy.
You are being rude right now.
It was crazy work. Well, Love's part, not on Tika. Tika's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Can't do anything wrong.
But yeah, so, well, this has been a lot to take in, a lot to process, a lot to consider. The princess
Where
will
would
like
you
turn
say
to Everett. It's like, brother dearest, I know that the situation with Hinsworth and Colmar is pressing, but do you really believe that the best use of their efforts would be to stop that? Shouldn't we do something, point them more in the direction of, crafting more relics, finding more demons and fighting them? Like I know that it's important for Bosmar for this conflict in the south, but I'm not sure if it's as important for Aventicuum as a whole. And he'll just kind of glare at her as like, I cannot ask you to give me the help of your warband, who we now realize is incredibly more important and powerful than we originally needed, but I also will not turn down the voluntary help to have them deal with this crisis.
I would
we'll
also
sort of-
like to. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, Your Highnesses. There is also a good chance that if I am this way, then he could also be this way.
Oh, so Xeris's warband might have another Knight Eternal within it?
He is my brother. And the person I am, I'm still not sure on that front, but albeit whatever that is, they had the same relation.
One thing that I'm not sure if you updated on Abel, anything about the Hound Mother, the Knolls, or your cousin?
Definitely not my cousin. I mean, they did ask about what Mero's whole deal is. Does Mero want to keep anything back? Or are you okay with just like... Because like I'd be open to telling them about how we had some diplomacy with Knowles, right? Or did we already tell them about that?
I
We
thought
did
already
not.
told them about that.
You were very mum about it.
Okay. Because that's another way that we could help prepare Aventicuum for whatever is coming. Is Mero might be the key to opening up diplomatic talks with the Knolls.
The
which,
prince, yeah.
which would
I would also be a good help with that.
yeah.
Being
I'm gonna
blessed.
yeah. So as a well, yeah. So I would say that yeah. I'll inform them about when we get to okay. What's Mero's deal? I mean, Mero can talk for themselves if they wish.
Mhm.
Would you like to, or would you like me to do it?
You do it.
Okay. So yeah, I would explain about how what is Mero's deal actually?
We don't know.
Because the here we go, daughter of the Hound Mother. Okay, that's actually just my personal quest. But the Knolls recognized Mero as being like a. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember as a player, but Abel would probably remember.
Something akin to like an avatar of the Hound Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. An avatar of the
Like
Hound
a
Mother. Go ahead.
like a representative of their god or something. Like
Yeah,
definitely
an emissary of their god.
Yeah.
And so we were actually able to talk to some of them while we were in the Knoll lands, and we might be able to use that to actually like. I mean, ideally, this is, spitballing here. Ideally, we'd be able to use it to open up diplomacy with them, and maybe be able to stop the war with them, hopefully, or at least
pause it.
pause it if there's a bigger emergency.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check just for them to take that all seriously. Oh, yeah. The princess will just kind of look at this, get very excited, and look over to Everett. It's like, you know what would be very useful in dealing with the situation in the southwest? Freeing up our entire northern border from Knoll attacks in order to reinforce our armies unitedly. And he's like, that is a very good point, sister. That is a very good point. Do you, Sir Mero, do you believe that you could talk with this Hound Mother and get her to agree to peace?
What do I want to say?
Oh yeah, absolutely, no problem at all.
Yeah. If talking isn't the answer, then I'll find it.
I believe that's
But it'll be
another
through
good
me.
option. They'll be like, well, that, yes, that, the princess will be like, well, that does sound good, but, Elena, I'm going to be quite honest. I'm not sure that I have the just proper authority to command you to take on certain tasks anymore. Your time and your warband's resources seem incredibly important to whatever is to come. What would you and your group wish to do?
Sidebar.
And just to sort of lay this out, you can add your own options to these if you want to, but what it seems like the three threads that you guys are most looking at, go down and fight the shield breakers, who are in Colmar,
Say
pushing
fight.
back against Bosmar. Well, fight, confront your brother. Go to the Knoll lands and meet with the Hound Mother and try and convince them to stop attacking Bosmar as they periodically do. Or searching for the Forge Master or another way for Faelyn to begin crafting proper relics and stuff. Which a subset of that is the prince has basically offered. It's like, hey Faelyn, if you just want to stay in the city for a week, we can get you materials and you can try and just do stuff. So you guys can also just take a week of downtime to see if Faelyn can craft something. But yeah, so those are
Yeah, let's take a
kind of
shot.
your
I
three
would
options of what you
love
want
a
to do.
way to go down. But do we have?
I think a lot depends on how dire the situation is in the south. Like, it seems like Eilena's brother is the most pressing threat. Like, the Knolls, at least as far as we're aware, are mostly contained.
Give me a second. It is currently uh the 21st of Rian, so you're halfway through the last month of the year. It is getting to deep winter. You're not at the solstice yet, but you're close to it. The solstice is on the 41st, which is New Year's Day. This is traditionally you've got the Christmas truce coming up, so to speak. So they're not as worried about shit's not gonna go to hell in a handbasket within the next week. You do have the ability to take a downtime if you wish. The prince would assure you that it's no, we're holding out for now, but early next year we expect them after the new year to really start pushing on us hard.
Oh,
Right
we should hit them up on our birthday,
Oh,
now,
a fated
which is the end of this
confrontation.
month, by the way.
Oh,
At the end of my month, the Rian month, named for Rhea, me, my birthday. Could be crazy because we were born on New Year's night and New Year's Day morning.
New Year's is also the single most important holiday festival. It is when all three of the moons are full and when the most important religious services are held.
hmm.
Which means that your birthday kind of sucked.
Yeah, it was a very auspicious day for everyone but me.
Yeah. It's literally like having your birthday on a combination of Christmas and New Year's.
Ugh.
Uh-oh.
With the
Well,
Christmas
it looks like I have
truce.
baby aggro, so I will be
Oh.
calling it for the night. I love you all.
We can
Hi,
end as
baby
soon as you
aggro.
guys tell me what you're doing for next session.
Yeah.
So if Faelyn has any strong opinions, please say them now, or
Other than taking a week of downtime, I do not.
We get downtime.
okay.
I see y'all.
All right, we could down. Okay, awesome. All right, so you guys are going to take a week of downtime. It sounds like.
Would we have time to go into the Knoll lands and try our hand at negotiation and make it back in time for the spring offensive? Does that work logistically? We might not make it to be on the birthday, but that would also be the middle of winter, right? So
Yeah, so this is 8 days. 5 for downtime, so 13 plus 21, so that'd be 34, and then 11. You could, if you hustled, would be in Falnor at New Year's, returning from the Knowlands.
okay. When would the spring offensive be?
Probably it wouldn't be necessarily a spring offensive. It would probably start. They would start getting worried around the mid. What is this? Man, I really wish that the calendar app was still working, because that's where I put a lot of my notes. Give me a second. that thing broke. Like, it is not
Yeah.
being supported anymore. Timeline stuff, time stuff. Yeah, so Vanen is the first month of the year. They would start to be worried near the end of Vanen, which would be like the end of winter and the beginning of spring.
Okay, so if we're in Falnor by New Year's, we would have plenty of time to get to the front before they would start to get worried.
Yes.
Okay. We would not have the fateful confrontation on a birthday, though.
I mean,
But we could but actually, that is a good point, because if we do resolve the Knowlands, that would also give time to move troops from from the northern border to the southern border.
true.
Okay. So is that the plan? Is everybody happy with that?
Sure.
And then we'll beat up all the demons.
All right. Week of downtime, and then are you going to be traveling to Falnor and then into the Knowlands? Let me bring up the Knowlands map.
Yeah, it might be best if we had a
To Falnor first and then to Bloody Hill? Or would you
Yeah.
try and be going from Norest to Bloody Hill?
Well,
I did my calculations based on going to Falnor and then going there for whatever reason.
So we
but
have
if you,
the dead drop message at Falnor, right?
yeah,
And that would be potentially a good way to, like, be able to get to Bloody Hill diplomatically, as it were.
yeah,
So I think we would want to stop by Falnor first.
okay, all right, I can work with that. A return to Falnor, and then, God, that is funny how it kind of feels like that's because I've said that's like 8 days previously or so, and then that's probably number 8. Yeah, you'll probably be, based on travel times and stuff, be back in Falnor around New Year's.
Oh, it does mean I have to put up with Rowan on my birthday, but that
You don't have to if you don't want to. You can just, skip it and go straight back to Norest or something. Well, it depends on what happens in Bloody Hill. You're also assuming that you're not going to, die
Yeah.
or be sent somewhere else.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
doing a week of downtime.
Yep.
Also, I should take an inventory so I know what I can craft, so we can just go. But yeah, other than that, I think we're set.
All right. Sounds good. I can plan on that.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording then.